to read two pieces. The first one is a new one that I've never read before. It's kind of a work in progress. I want to see how the rhythm's going on it. Inertia, the tendency of a body in motion to remain in motion. She oozes the seductive scent of Salome, with body moves as flexible as a Russian gymnast. She's the temptress Delilah, armed and ready to shear. Thank God I don't have any hair. She approaches slowly like a stalking panther, with the hypnotic stare of a snake charmer's cobra, body ever swaying side to side in a perpetual fluid motion. She defines inertia. She takes the seat beside me. The room is suddenly showered with pheromones, like butterflies emerging from a warm cocoon. Every man in the bar picks up the scent and feels hunted, stalked, and becomes preoccupied with the thought of her. Every woman is snapped to attention. A gauntlet's been thrown down. There's that sticky, sweet smell of blatant competition swirling in the midst. Cold stares over crossed arms and sad, stern looks of resentment only add to the heavy sexual tension in the room. She converses not so much with words, but with gestures and casual touches and soft caresses. I'm wary but intrigued, fascinated, and totally immersed in the pheromone frenzy she's created around our little corner of the bar. Conversation requires very few words. Our minds spark an electric shock connection, revealing a oneness of thought, emotion, and experiences mutually shared. There's a likeness of spirit and will that overshadows even the heavy sexual tension. We know that we are brother and sister of that same cosmic mother, share the same broken souls. She is the incarnate female version of the troubled, joyous, intellectual demon that was me on my expedition of self-destruction those many eons ago. For Eve in the garden, there's only one possible endgame to this tangled, strange encounter: consummation. The fakir's charmed serpent offers up the forbidden fruit. This bar, the garden, the patrons, the Almighty who judge. And I, the decaying remnant of the very first man, and to decide the outcome of this timeless invitation. The apple has been offered. Adam must decide if binding vows previously spoken will now be broken. Truly a conundrum of biblical proportion. That's called Inertia Eve. I'm 8 years old. I know one thing for sure. I love my mother. At 12, I think I love Jesus. At 14, I love Maureen, but she likes my best friend. At 16, I'm in love with Cass, but I'm dating her best friend. At 18, I'm just angry. I think women don't like me. I hate everybody. At 21, Rosie's really in love with me, but for almost a year, I'm too drunk to notice that she's a hooker. And too drunk to care because I never even loved her. At 23, I'm madly in love with Carol. We're even engaged until she dumps me at 25 when I confess I really want to be an actor and not the middle-class banker I promised her. I'm being selfish, but I'm still heartbroken. At 26, Sharon and I are deeply in love. She constantly tortures me with endless flirtations and tests to prove that I love her. After 3 years of fights, anxiety, and exhaustion, I just quit loving her. It's then she chooses to become the woman I thought I originally fell in love with, but it's too late. It's over. She asked if we could at least be fuck buddies. I said, yeah, sure, okay. At 30, I'm in love with Eileen. It's the onset of women's liberation. She weighs our relationship in terms of what her women's support group feels is appropriate. She dumps me because they tell her I'm too sexist and not a sensitive enough guy. She leaves a parting message on my answering machine saying, thanks, you helped me grow. Grow what, a dick? Is that sensitive? At 32, I'm living with Susan. She's a free spirit. She feels an open sexual relationship necessary to fulfill herself as a woman. She runs off to Canada to live in a teepee with some hippie, and she leaves her needy sister behind in my apartment until I work up the courage to kick her out. I sleep with a lot of women during those summers of free love. I don't have much fun. And I got the clap 3 times. A friend offers a telling observation. She says, you know, all the women you think you're in love with are really that same fucked up person. They just look different. Wow. A moment of clarity, finally. She offers me a blind date with her best friend to prove her point. I accept. And I believe I feel real love for the very first time. Here I am, 45 years later, and I'm still wondering, what the hell is love? And I realize now I might never know. The feeling now seems more an abstraction rather than a tangible sensation. At this late stage in my life, I feel I know as little about love as when I started. I'm very grateful for the love I've received and been given, but I have no clear feeling for how much I ever honestly returned. Thank you, ladies.